Hello, everyone. This is Joseph. I am the sales manager here at MultiBall, and today I am joined by Frank Sauer. He is from the company called Motiontec. He is currently our top partner in South Africa. Frank, if you could quickly introduce yourself, a bit of the company as well, and just say hi.
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Frank, as Joe already mentioned, Frank Sauer, in Cape Town, South Africa. The company Motiontec, partner of MultiBall, we started about a year ago now, a little bit over a year ago. In the four of us, we have four partners down here. We were introduced to the concept of MultiBall a little bit over a year ago. Then I flew up to Munich to see firsthand what the system is all about, asked lots of questions, and that was in June, July of 2023. And then flew back to Cape Town to introduce the system and what it can do to my partners down here. Something brand new that has never been done down here. So we thought that's what we should do, and we should introduce this to the South African market. We formed our company pretty much exactly a year ago now, and we've had a few trials and tribulations from the start. Not any reason for that being the fault of Munich at all, headquarters. It was just that we, first of all, thought, what are we going to do? We had ideas, and then once we started, it changed a little bit. Our focus was different. So that took a little bit of time. Also, what we noticed is the way to get product down to South Africa. So South Africa is different it's third world country. Let's be honest about it. Importing all the documentations, the registrations required, that took quite some time. But we got it done, and by the end of the year of 2023, we had our first 3 units down here in Cape Town.
How has your experience been working with us directly then so far? Obviously, it was a slow start, but now it is absolutely taking off. What stands out to you most about our partnership, your communication with us, and just conversation topics?
Conversation and communication with headquarters has been really good. I have to admit that this is really going well, especially on the technical front. I have to admit that first time when I was in Munich, I was told it's as easy to putting together an IKEA shelf. Well, we don't have IKEA down here in South Africa, but I know how easy it is to do. And quite honestly, it's not quite as easy. Maybe that has to do with the fact that here in South Africa, not one wall is straight. Okay, so South African building. So you have to what we call MacGyver everything without having somebody on the team that knows what he's doing and can do the MacGyvering in order to make this thing go straight and go perfectly as it's intended to do. That was important to have an installation team with us, and somebody who is well-versed in all electrical, in intranet, because that is something that is quite a challenge down here in South Africa. And when we started, we still had what we call down here load shedding. So that means that electricity is turned off for once or twice a day for 2 hours. So that was a little bit of a challenge. No internet. We had to do batteries, backup, and all that. So different challenges, but that's just specific to Africa. But with our communication that we've had and the support from headquarters, we kind of overcame those problems relatively quickly.
Then speaking of support, how would you describe the resources that we pretty much provide, maybe the knowledge base or the Google Drive or any sort of that info? Is it something that has helped you a lot, or has it improved over time? Let's hear that.
I have to admit, the one thing that I would have loved to have had, because we did, after our first 3 units in, I think it was May this year, we ordered an LED mini. The one thing I would have loved to have had is a little video that shows how to put these plexiglass protectors in front of the LED, because that was a challenge. not knowing exactly. It was tiny. Maybe my eyesight is bad. I do not know. But trying to figure this out, it was a challenge. So, but other than that, we have a problem. We call support or we do a help ticket. It's done relatively quickly. So anybody worried, any potential new resellers that are worried that, oh my God, I'm going to get these systems and then I'm all on my own. That's not the case. So the support is quite strong and it's solid and it's fairly quick.
We're going to be moving over a little bit to the impact that you've now had on customers. So when you've brought this system, and this is now a perfect time because you've had this massive event with Amazon as well, when you have this system in front of people and when they see it and you as a partner, how is your experience in the side of what do you see on their faces? How do they react? And how does that make you feel?
They're blown away, pretty much, just like I was when I visited Munich over a year ago. It's just something new. What happens here in South Africa is they're slow to start with, but once it catches on, it's an avalanche. So anybody we've shown this system to, they're excited about it. It takes quite some time, and that's something that I would like to tell potential new resellers. Be patient. You cannot expect people to jump on it and just order something on the spot. At least that's not the experience that we've had. But we've had Amazon, they do a worldwide Amazon web services, a worldwide tour. And this year, this one stop was in Johannesburg. So we had to transfer our LED unit up to Sandton in Johannesburg. Had the unit up there for 3-4 days, and they were queuing for 45 minutes to do a 3-minute game. I mean, it was mind-blowing. The lines were, I wouldn't say 100, but tens of 20, 30, 40, 50 people just waiting 45 minutes to play this game. And everybody was extremely excited. So you don't just have little kids going crazy on it, which also happens. We just installed our first unit with the biggest toy store chain here in South Africa. They have about 30 stores. So the first unit was installed now in Cape Town, and you cannot get the kids off MultiBall, off the screen. It's just incredible. So just seeing those faces just lighting up and be patient, waiting for their turn, that's quite something. We've had a couple other events. For example, Sunglass Hut. It's also a huge chain selling sunglasses. They had it, and wherever we go, it's mainly in shopping centers. They actually now, the shopping centers now themselves, they order the unit for activations. So it's not just individual companies, it's also the people that are providing the places where activations happen. So it's incredible to see how excited people get once they're in front of the wall.
Now moving on to your personal side. Obviously, you are one of 4 partners in here, and you are always tight-knit close. Your partners may have a different answer as well because they have a different responsibility in the company. But to you personally, what do you enjoy the most? Like, what is the pillar and what drives you forward with MultiBall being a representative and a reseller?
Possibilities to talk to almost anybody. Little kids, companies, big corporations. We're talking to Red Bull down here, Heineken. It doesn't matter who you talk. You can talk to anybody. You can talk to schools. So you're not just focused on one particular field in the market. You can talk to anybody because that system has applications that can be used by any industry, really. It's all about wellness nowadays, which fairly enough, it should be. People sitting too much, they're not active. So instead of saying, go outside and run around the block, okay, which nobody wants to do anyway. So now with MultiBall, you have a chance to get your employees out there and to do some activity and to just forget about the daily rat race. And that is something that I enjoy. And as I said, it doesn't matter who you talk to, everybody gets excited about it. And you do not have to just focus on one particular field or industry. You can talk to anybody. And that is kind of what I personally like doing, just introducing the system to a whole array of different potential clients.
Moving to now advice. I know you've touched on it a little bit earlier in the interview regarding what you are telling the other potential new resellers. What advice or words would you give to a business or someone looking to start a business with MultiBall and to enter the reseller world of becoming a MultiBall reseller?
When I came back from Munich and I told my guys, my other 3 guys here, my partners, what a great system that is, we all got so excited. We're going to sell. It's going to be so quick and everybody's going to jump on it. It's not happening. Okay. People take time. It's excruciatingly slow at times. And sometimes people get all excited, yeah, this is a great system. And then you don't hear anything for 3-4 months. It's frustrating beyond belief, but it's always in the back of their minds. Don't forget that. So never give up. Don't get on their nerves. Okay. Don't start pestering them. At least that's my advice. But don't give up on any potential customer. They're going to come back. The system is that good and it's so new, and it's just something that people haven't seen and that it's possible. So that's why take some time, relax. They're all going to come back sooner or later. So that is my advice that I would give. Another advice, what I think helped us down here, is Motiontec is simply focusing on MultiBall. So it's not just an add-on to some other business. It's purely MultiBall. We have our own offices. Actually, this week we're moving to a bigger place because we need more space for storage, more units, which we will buy. And it makes quite some entrance if you walk in and you see a wall fixed on a MultiBall unit fixed on a wall, and on top of that an LED on the other side. So that is what I would suggest. Don't think it's just an add-on. Just use it as a standalone company, because that is more powerful to any potential buyer.
We've spoken a lot about the business. We've spoken a lot about the growth. From your personal opinion now as well, I'd love to hear the value. So in your opinion, what makes MultiBall stand out and give the most value or flexibility, however it may be, for you? What's the biggest point of selling on the MultiBall? It's
new. People want new stuff. Okay, whatever is new, that's what people want. And the LED walls, especially for activations, I mean, one thing that, that's actually another advice that I have. Okay, if you believe that you're going to go into this business to, let's say, just sell walls, fixed units, that's great. Okay, but keep an open mind, because quite honestly, when we started Motiontec down here, we thought we're going to sell to schools, to companies. That's what we're going to do. Now our focus has shifted a little bit, or opened up a little bit more to LED activations. So keep an open mind. And I think the novelty factor of that system, of the MultiBall system, is what drives our success down here. Yeah, that's basically the number one driver of MultiBall. It's new. Nobody has it down here in South Africa, or all of Africa, I should say, or at least the southern half of Africa. So we get requests from Johannes for now just within South Africa, but the novelty factor is something that drives the business down here. With that market being as open as it is for you right now, and you pretty much have a landscape to obtain,
what are you looking ahead to? So how do you see, first of all, our relationship evolving, and what is your hope for Motiontec to achieve in the future? What is driving you forward?
The goal obviously is to buy more units. That's very simple. I mean, that's what we are here for. Okay, that's what US headquarters and us as Motiontec down here. It's introducing the system to more players, to the sports arena, to more corporates. Amazon down here, they're going to buy walls. So maybe there's an opening, but to introduce it to more people, we have to do more. That's another key point that we're aiming for right now. We have to start more social media. It is important, and but having a good system, the word of mouth is what drives the market. And with a system, we've had customers or potential clients say, well, I'm going to check in China if I can get something like that. Well, they've tried. It just doesn't happen. Okay. So we are in a pretty, you headquarters and us down here, we're in a pretty good situation right now. We have the system. We're aiming to start utilizing the convention centers down here in Cape Town, CTICC, then there's Centon Convention Center up in Johannesburg. They have conventions throughout the year. And being visible at these convention centers, there's thousands of companies that see the system. And with that in mind, I believe we're going to be able to sell a lot more units, fixed units to the companies once they've seen the system. And as far as activation is concerned, I think we're going to see a lot more companies asking for the system to be at their activations, wherever that may be. So that is something that we're looking forward to. One little challenge that we have down here is costing. I got to be honest. We, for example, for renting out the unit, or let's say just have it at a pay-to-play. Like in Europe, in UK, you can charge maybe £20 for 15 minutes, which is nothing. Down here, that translate to 500 Rand. It's impossible. Okay, so that's a little bit the challenge that we have down here, because we have relatively weak currency, but we're overcoming this with a system that is so novel and everybody wants to have it and wants to play with it. So with that in mind, our goal is to further on get more units down here to saturate the market, because now we're already getting into a situation where somebody wants to have the unit, but it's already booked out. And that is an issue that we cannot have, because if you don't have enough supply of something, the demand will go away. And that is something that we cannot afford to have down here.
Thank you so much. It's really good insights into the market as well. And I mean, it's a good problem to have rather than the opposite, whereas it's still not at best, the best case scenario. We're approaching the end of the interview here. We've gone through everything we can possibly see. I'd love to hear your closing thoughts. So is there anything else you'd like to share with others who might be interested in joining MultiBall as a reseller community, looking to maybe get MultiBall and bring it into their arsenal? Or just as a wrap up from your side, as an also thank you for being here.
Join. Okay, that's my advice. It's an awesome system, and it's nobody has it. It's new, and people are dying to play with this wall. Give it a full effort. Okay, don't get in half-heartedly. I mentioned that don't leave it on as just an add-on. Go full in, and I'm telling you, you're going to be happy that you did, because this is a great system. The headquarters is doing a great job providing us with information, all that we need to be successful as a reseller. So why not? Okay, that's my closing argument.
Why not? Love to hear it, Frank. Frank, You're awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate all the insight and the honesty, especially the honesty. It's very, very nice. It may be all good and such, but we want to be transparent and honest here. So the problems you had as well, always let us know what they are, and we always work to improve them.
Not a problem. Anytime.
Thank you. Take it easy.
All right.
Bye-bye.